Hey guys, it's your buddy Rome. Today we're going to take a look at this cool little action camera that was sent out to me to review. Now this review is going to be in stages, so first things first, we're going to unbox this camera. We're going to take a look at everything that comes in the box. We're going to get it set up, and then we're going to take it out and see exactly how well it performs. All right, if you guys are interested in an action camera, this might be the right video for you. Let's get it. Let's go. All right, guys, I have already removed the camera from the box, but I'm going to show you also everything else that comes with this camera. Now, I did take the battery out so I could charge it, but there are other accessories that come with this bundle. So I want to show you guys all of those. In this little section right here is where you'll find your camera. You also receive a USB-C cable and a cage. Let's get all of these things out so I can show you guys, as well as a starter manual. That's going to be excellent, for all of the information that you might need to know about this camera. Here is our little cable. This is a USB-C to USB-C cable for charging and also for transferring all of your data off of the camera. Now, when you first receive it, the battery will be inside of this little pouch here. And in the pouch, you're going to get your keeper screw. You also get the actual little rugged cage, which is really nice. This opens and closes really simply. Let me show you guys how that works. So you can fit the camera inside, and then that's going to further protect the camera. So let's say, for instance, we wanted to connect the camera here. You want to line this up with your buttons, as you see here. And then you can take this and place this inside of the cage by just opening the cage. And you can push the camera in like so. And it's still going to give you access to all of your ports. You can still open up all of your doors, all of that. You have your button controls here. This locks down onto the camera, additional protection, and you still have access to your locking mechanism as far as mounting for the camera. Your front monitor will still be front facing. Now this does come with a lens cover, so we're going to go ahead and remove the lens cover just so you guys can see what that looks like. I'm going to bring this camera a little bit closer so you get a little bit more detail look at it. There's a few buttons that have, covers on them. You do have to remove those like so. Now I'll tell you right now, the buttons have a really nice tactile feel to them. So even if your hands are wet, you should be fine. Now here on the front, there's a little bit of branding. You see where it says Xtra Pro right on the front. That's really nice. And it's not overwhelming. It's not like huge giant branding everywhere. So I don't have a problem with that. All right, so let's see what else we have in this little pouch here. So you receive a GoPro style mount, but one that's designed for this camera. This camera uses a unique mounting system, as you guys see here, with the little two prongs. So the way that works is it just locks into place like so. And it also has these little tabs on the side that you can pull to make sure that it's securely locked in place. Let's take this part off just so you guys can see what that looks like closer up. That is the mount. Really nice material. All right, so let's just go ahead and mount this on really quick. And then once those are mounted in place, you don't have to worry. They're definitely not coming out. Now to take them off, you have these little tabs on the inside right here. You're just going to press those, and this will allow you to free it up. But remember, you have those magnets, so the magnets are pretty strong. So let's go ahead and pull this guy away. And you guys can see the resistance that I'm getting just trying to connect this, right? So here again, we can connect it this way. So if you're mounting this in a portrait orientation, this is going to be ideal for, creating content for Instagram or TikTok or whatever platform you might want to record content for. So very, very flexible. That's one additional accessory that comes with it that you do not have to purchase. This is in the box, guys. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get this guy set up. I'm going to kind of give you a quick little walk around of some of the features and how this camera works. All right, guys, first thing first, you have your shutter button here. You have your power button on the side. To turn the camera on, you're just going to press and hold the power button, and it should switch on. And as you can see, now I can see myself here in front of the camera. So it's going to give you that front perspective, which makes it really easy for you to line up your shots. Now, what we want to do first here is go through some of the different modes that this camera offers. So I'm just going to rotate this around real quick so you guys can see what that looks like. All right, so here we are on the back of the camera, and you guys can see the image here facing forward. Now you have multiple modes and you can click on those by just clicking on this little icon here. So you have time lapse, slow motion, human tracking, night vision, video, and photo modes, okay? So if we go back to our video mode, it should automatically switch back over. You can also swipe up and you will be able to change your resolution as well as your frame rate. So let's say if you wanted to record in 4K 16:9 and you wanted that to be at 120 frames a second, you could just move it over to that. Now, a safe place for this most of the time when you're recording, just so you can do a little bit of slow motion, 60 frames a second should be more than enough, okay? Now, you also have other options here. You have your view from your lens. So as you guys can see here, this is the ultra wide view, wide, standard. So you have those three modes that you can switch through right from the camera. So let's put that back on standard. And then over here, you have your Motion Master. Now, right now, this is on Motion Master. You also have Motion Master Plus. You have Tilt Guard. What that does is it prevents the camera from being, crooked. So let's say if I release this and I try to tilt the camera a little bit, it's going to adjust that internally, to make sure that the camera is always level with whatever it is that you're recording, guys. Really nice. All right, so let's back out of that menu. And again, you have your video mode, you have your record mode. So now this is for seconds. You can set timers. So you can set it for 15 seconds, all the way down from 5 seconds, all the way up to 5 minutes. So that's an option as well. You also have loop recording. So you can, set this to just loop for the full duration of the SD card that you have on there. You can set a 5-minute loop, 20-minute, 1 hour. It's totally up to you. So you have a lot of flexibility with this camera. So we're just going to leave that on video. And then as far as this goes, we've already gone through these features here. All right, so let's swipe down now. And if we swipe down, you guys can see that we have other accessible areas here. All right, so we click here. This is going to take us to the switch mode for the buttons. So you have your shoot modes. You can go in here. You can have voice prompting turned on or off. You can have screen switch turned on or off. You have photo, video, night mode. You can go through all of these and enable these or turn these off, just depending on how you want the screen to be displayed and how you want to utilize the camera. Okay, so under feature, we have switch between modes, we have start, stop, pre-recording, or we have lock screen. It's totally up to you which of those you want to be able to utilize as well. Okay, when we go here, now this is going to be for your current settings, but you can set up presets, so if you have certain settings, for resolution, frame rate, whatever it is, you can go in here and you can create new ones for different things. So like maybe you had one for bicycle, maybe you had one for skiing, scuba diving, there's one here which is crazy, but there's one here for skydiving. So yeah, you got a lot of flexibility with that as well. So this camera is packed with features, guys. Then you also have your brightness, resolution. You can adjust that right here, depending on how bright you want the screen to be. Really nice. Your standard settings, you're going to find right here. You can go in and find information about the device itself. I would just say explore these because there's a lot of different things that you will find in these setting tabs. Full screen is off. Full screen is on. Voice control on. Voice control off. This will lock the screen. This will rotate the screen. And then you can slide over. And this is going to give you your internal storage. So internally, you have a little over 47 gigs of internal storage. And of course, you can add an SD card to this as well for additional storage. That is outstanding. You don't see many devices, guys, like this that come with internal storage. So I am a huge fan of that. All right, so that's kind of a quick little rundown of some of the features of the camera. So what we're going to do now is we're going to mount this guy on one of my drones and we're going to take it up just to see how well it does, how well does it function when it's confronted with light changes and things like that. I'll make sure to set up the camera first, but we will mount it onto the drone and I'll show you guys what that looks like next. All right, guys, so we have it mounted here on the DJI Air 3S. So we're going to take this up for a little flight just to see what the stability of the video from this little camera looks like. And I'll be showing you guys that video here in just a second. All right, guys, so we have our drone set up. We have everything powered up. Let's go ahead and power back up this camera. The camera's ready to go, so we can go ahead and pre-hit record before we take off. First things first, we need to turn our drone on. So let's go ahead and power this guy on as well. All right, so our drone is ready to fly. Make sure our controller is turned on as well. All right, guys, so now we have our controller ready to rock and roll. We're just gonna go out and place our drone on the takeoff mat, and we will launch this guy in the sky, and we'll see what kind of footage we're getting from this camera. Set that down there. All right, guys, so there you have it. You got to see a little bit of the video coming from this camera. So hopefully this will give you a good idea, a good indication of what this camera is capable of. I can tell you from just handling it, looking at the features set that it offers, I think this is going to be an amazing camera for any of my action junkies out there. Even if you're doing documentary work, maybe you're doing a DIY project and you want to be able to record that as well, because this obviously can easily be connected to a Mac or PC. You'll be able to use this similar to a webcam. So a lot of amazing features built into this camera. All right, guys, it's been your buddy Rome with Rome Knows Tech. I will catch you all in the next video. Until then, stay safe. Peace. I'm out.